And the third video for the day, talk about hypocrisy. Audience members call out Bloomberg for pushing gun control while using armed guards. Does your life matter more than mine? Interesting, isn't it? Red pilling is seemingly there. Bloomberg tries to defend using armed guards while pushing gun control. We'll start with this one. An attendee at the March 2nd, 2020 Fox News town hall asked Mike Bloomberg why he's pushing gun control for the common man but surrounding himself with armed security. The attendee said, "You have armed security detail that is likely equipped with the same firearms and magazines you seek to ban the common citizen from owning. Does your life matter more than mine or my family's?" Bloomberg responded by admitting to having an armed detail and suggesting he needs armed protection because he gets more threats than the common man. One rule for me, not for thee, as in other words.
But I wonder.
So Tucker has talked about this, and we'll jump into that in a sec. So Michael Bloomberg is ended by a citizen on gun control. You have an armed security deal. I was like, okay, yeah, I've already said that. On February 3rd, 2020, Breitbart News reported that Bloomberg enjoyed armed security even as he campaigned on a platform of gun control for the common man. The New York Post reported on Bloomberg referring to the NYPD as his own army while mayor of New York City, and on the 25th of January, 2019, the NRA reported that after his tenure as mayor ended, Bloomberg hired some of the same NYPD officers from his security detail to work for him privately. Yet he continues to push for gun control for the average American. In 2017, Fox News' Tucker Carlson pointed to the hypocrisy of Bloomberg's actions. It's not really relating to anything that we've got at the moment. It's 2 years old, 3 years old, so we're not going to bother with it, actually, to be honest. So Bloomberg campaigned on gun control for the common man, but as unveiling himself of a good guys with guns for self-protection. Look, at the end of the day, I'm not surprised by this. It's always been one rule for me, one rule for thee. Look, at the end of the day, I think it's hypocrisy. I really, really do. I think if you think that guns should be banned because they're dangerous, then everybody should lose them. Right? If you want to push this stupid ideology, then the rich shouldn't have them either. By your own rules, they shouldn't have them. Because you don't need them, right? Who needs a gun? Why does a private security guard need a magazine with more than 10 bullets, for example? Right? He doesn't, does he? What's he going to get? Rushed by 10 guys? These are the same arguments they say to us. So, it's about time they got their own back. And I encourage people to ask these questions to your Democratic candidate. Ask them. Do you have armed security guard? Are you going to be employing armed security guards? Yes? Well, why? Why do you need a gun more than me? I would actually make the argument it's the other way around, because at the end of the day, the rich, they're more likely to get the cops there faster than the average Joe Blow. If you have George Soros or Joe Bob in the Bronx, for example, who do you think the cops are going to rush towards to help? Of course, the rich, George Soros. So, and by that argument alone, why does he need a gun more than someone in the Bronx? You know, response time for the rich compared to response time for the police department by the poor. I imagine there'd be a huge difference, and it wouldn't be in the poor's favour. In that argument alone, the poor or the common class or the working class, we're the ones that need the guns, not the rich. You want to start confiscating guns? Hand yours over first. I imagine there'll be a very, very different outlook when it comes to that. Because let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. To be honest, I think this is just hypocrisy. I really, really do. We do have the actual video. So we're going to quickly watch that. Let's jump in.
This one's from Clark. Clark is a Gabbard supporter. Go ahead, Clark.
How do you justify pushing for more gun control when you have an armed security detail that is likely equipped with the same firearms and magazines that you seek to ban the common citizen from owning? Does your life matter more than mine or my family's or these people's?
All right. Look, I probably get 40 or 50 threats every week, okay? And some of them are real. That just happens when you're the mayor of New York City or you're very wealthy, and if you're campaigning for President of the United States, you get lots of threats. So I have a security detail. I pay for it all myself. And, you know, they're all retired police officers who are very well trained in firearms. Let me talk about firearms for a second. The Second Amendment gives you the right to bear arms.
So far, he hasn't answered the question. So far, this guy should play dodgeball because he's doing an amazing job at dodging the question. But let's keep going, see if he responds.
Nobody suggests that we're going to change the Constitution. Even if you wanted to, I don't think you'd get it done. So nobody's going to take away your right to bear arms. The Supreme Court said you can have reasonable restrictions. And the only restrictions which I'm in favor of is to prevent us from selling guns to people with psychiatric problems, criminals, or people that are minors, okay? And the federal law, right now, if you go into a gun store, that law applies to all gun stores across America. You cannot buy a gun in a gun store where they won't do a background check, and all they do is look for those three categories: minor, if you're a minor, if you have psychiatric problems, or if you have a criminal record. The law does not apply to guns sold over the internet or in gun shows. Why? Because those two things came after the law that applies to gun stores was passed.
That to me, from my understanding, is a load of crap. The gun show loophole that they keep talking about, from my understanding, accounts for minimal amount of firearms. And most of the times that people, for example, that go to these gun shows and buy guns from these gun shows, most of the firearms sold at these gun shows are sold by authorized dealers who do the background check anyway, because it's against the law if they don't. It's only, from my understanding, private citizen to private citizen where you don't need a background check, from my understanding. I could be wrong on this, right? I'm not American, I'm not familiar with gun laws over there to vast majority. I know about them, but not in great detail. But at the end of the day, that is my understanding of the situation. Someone please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but so this is a load of crap. This is absolute load of crap. He's talking about something where 1 in 100, 1 in 50 guns are sold. It's a minuscule number, right? And we're only talking about here private sale to private sale. Most of the guns sold at gun shops or gun dealers or sold through gun trade shows and stuff like that, they're done by actual dealers who still are required to follow those laws. So he's completely full of shit. He's completely full of shit here.
Okay, and what I've tried to do is to just get every state, because the federal government doesn't seem to want to do it, to just check before they sell anybody a gun to make sure they're not in one of those categories where people really, I think most people would agree, should not have guns. And when you poll NRA members, that 85, 90% of them think that background checks, you say, no, I'm just telling you that we've done this study a number of times, 80% think you should have those restrictions. And if you think we should sell guns to people that have psychiatric problems or are 12 years old or people who have a criminal record, then I guess we just come at this from very different situations. But that's what I think.
All right.
We're going to move. All right, hold on.
Okay.
Sir, can you?
We're going to keep this.
Are those liberties available? I'm sorry to interrupt you guys. Are those liberties
Thank
available
you.
in New York? No, you guys, we don't protest. We don't do that. Sit down.
we do.
Oh, sure they
We're
do.
All right.
Hold on.
Stop.
Shut up. All right. We're going to get these
We're going
guys.
to take a quick break.
Tell you what, we're going to take a quick break. And we'll be...
So you can see there, people started fighting back or pushing back, and Fox canned it. I'm not surprised. Fox News is establishment. Come on, guys. You know, they might be in Trump's corner, but that said, they're still establishment. They're still going to be pushing the establishment line, no matter what you think. Yes, there are a few free thinkers on Fox News, Tucker Carlson and stuff like that, right? Sean Hannity, Tucker Carlson, the only really guys that I would trust. But you know, Greg Gutfield and all that, I like their show, I really, really do. But they're establishment. Fox News is establishment. Don't be surprised that they're trying to silence people from pushing back on this bullshit that he just tried to spin. And that's what it is. It is a load of crap. I might do a separate video on this, just ousting Bloomberg for being a complete idiot and not knowing gun stuff. But at the end of the day, yeah, he's wrong. My understanding is he's wrong on this. My understanding is the vast majority of guns sold at gun shows are done from private dealers, from dealers to private citizens, and they are still required to be a background check. And at the end of the day, this is a slippery slope fallacy. We had the same stuff here in Australia, right? We're not trying to take your guns away. We don't want people walking around with magazines with 20 bullets in it. And then, you know, the next year later it was, oh, but hang on, you 10 bullets. We don't want more than 10. And then, you know, 8 versions of the gun buyback scheme later, not many people have any guns anymore, except the drug dealer down the street. He still has one. But every law-abiding citizen no longer has guns. And now, all of a sudden, you know, Australia seems to be slipping into a dystopian, authoritarian nightmare. It's weird how you don't have guns to fight, to defend yourself, and all of a sudden the government thinks that they can do whatever they want. This is why I fight for you guys over in America, to keep your guns. I've seen it. I've seen how bad it gets when the government takes your guns away. I've seen it here in Australia. Because let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Personally, I think Bloomberg's full of shit. And I'm not surprised that Fox is covering for him. He's establishment. He really is. And I'll tell you now, Fox News, they will push Bloomberg. Because they want him. Because the establishment wants him. Trump is anti-establishment. And as much as Fox and Trump might be in the same corner, they're on different stages. But guys, let me know what your thoughts are in that comment section below. This will be it for the day. This is the 3rd video. I'm still not back. But yeah, at the end of the day, guys, let me know what your thoughts are in that comment section below. Apart from that, guys, obviously we'll be back tomorrow night with more videos. And apart from that, guys, hit me up in that comment section below. I do read the comments. I don't necessarily respond to them sometimes, unless I have something to say. But I do read all your comments, guys. So feel free to post. And yeah, if there's anything interesting, obviously I'll try and respond to the comments more if I can. I'm a very busy person, you know that, right? But guys, apart from that, yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Have a great night, enjoy, and we'll see you in the next live videos tomorrow night. Catch you guys, bye.